Resupply Services 1 contract. SpaceX was also one of 3 U.S. companies selected during the CRS-2 contracts, basically the second generation of these commercial resupply services, and under that they'll be guaranteed at least 6 resupply missions. So 20 already on the books and a minimum of 6 in the years ahead. Those deliveries will run from 2019 through at least 2024. Our next question comes from Akko, who wants to know, is every crew member on the station trained to operate the robotic arm? Yes, they are. All of the crew members will receive baseline training for systems on board the station. All of the crew members in what's considered the USOS, or the U.S. operating segment, which is all of the NASA and the European, Japanese, and Canadian astronauts, will get a lot more, as they can all be considered primes, or the leads for actually operating the robotic arm for events just like this, or even operating the robotic arm during spacewalks or any other of those situations. So they all do get at least a little bit of training, even the Russian cosmonauts, but then the NASA astronauts and some of the international partners will usually be considered prime. Next one comes from Sean, who wants to know, how's the unpressurized cargo unloaded and stored? A couple of you were asking about that. The astronauts themselves do not interact with the unpressurized cargo at all. All of it is gets unloaded robotically, so actually using the Canadarm2 that's currently attached to Dragon. Robotics operators here on the ground will use the arm, or sometimes also the Dexter robot, a special attachment that allows for more finely tuned tasks on the arm to actually unload the cargo and then attach it to different points around the station. Some payloads get put on to experiment platforms, like the external platform outside of the Japanese experiment module. Others will get put on spare storage locations that house a number of different spares for different systems across the station. Next one comes from Jason Green, wanted to know, will the solar arrays attach to Dragon capsule will the solar arrays stay attached to the Dragon capsule while it's berthed to the station? Yes, they will. They do not detach. Our next one comes from Mika, wants to know, does the station have a refueling capability? So, for example, if Dragon happened to have too little fuel left, could it be refueled? It does not have fuel for that purpose. Dragon's propellant, it has to bring all it needs with it. Station does get refueled, but not by Dragon. Station actually has a lot of fuel tanks that it can use for thrusters on the station itself, which are located over on the Russian segment, and that fuel gets brought up and replenished by the Russian Progress vehicle. Those boosters on the Russian segment can be used to actually change the station's altitude to raise and lower it, but more commonly the Progress vehicle itself will dock to the station and then fire its engine to raise the station's altitude, which